Watchdog PDX. I'd like to ask for this to be a continuance on this at least till January 29th. I think there definitely needs to be more discussions on this issue. Another problem I'm having again is on understanding on what your definition is going to be for being disrupted, what your definition is going to be for being considered a public safety issue. I want to have a clear understanding exactly what you mean when you make those statements. What your definition is of a backpack with a fire alarm inside of it, what that means to you opposed to me, it's just a backpack with a fire alarm. But you consider that a public safety issue. Again, I want to have a clear understanding on your definitions when you're making those statements. Another thing that I believe I stand for and want to make a stand for is, of course, I want to have people have the right to come in and speak, come in and do their speeches, come in and try to relay their ideas, their concerns, and not feel as though they don't have a right to do that in the council chambers. This is the place to do that. This is the place to look at people and say, I disagree with you. This is my idea. This is my opinion. I'm going to sit here and say it, and I don't need to be removed out of the council chambers. I don't need to feel like I don't have the right to come in here. Don't feel like I have the right not to be in here and be welcome in here. Because someone else is talking to you in a soft manner and maybe going to special committee meetings and various things like that. I come in here to do my speeches in front of the council members because I feel I have a right to do that. And if you feel you have a right not to allow me to do that, I think that's being challenged right now. And I think really that's what Joe Walsh is standing up for, the right to be able to do that. And realistically, he's never been threatening. Realistically, people can claim he's threatening, but they still need to prove that. They haven't proved anything. They are escorted out by security, means nothing, means absolutely nothing. And again, I feel that he has had his freedom of speech and what he wants to say in here limited and restricted. And who has that right to do that? If this isn't the place to stand up and stress what we want to say, where is it? Where is the place to do that? And it comes under open meetings law. It comes under exactly what we're challenging right now, Federal Judge Simon. And this is going to get very complicated. And there's going to be a lot of issues pertaining to this. This is a very complicated issue. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mayor, I have a proposal.
Okay.
I should address myself to the sponsor at the end of this proposal. I asked Harry Auerbach what's the deadline for filing an appeal, and he said it's January 29th, and that is a ministerial function. So the notice of appeal doesn't require an appeal. That means we have up to 2 weeks to consider whether the appeal is the right route or whether a change in the code along the lines the ACLU suggested is the more tailored approach. And I would just urge Mayor Reed and Dan, we set this over for 2 weeks. We confer with city attorney, maybe even invite the ACLU to help us, and then decide whether we want to pursue the appeal and or whether there's an amendment to our code which more strategically gets at the concern of the council. And since we have the 2 weeks and we have Martin Luther King's birthday on Monday, I would urge us to take the full 2 weeks.
I'm certainly amenable to that. I guess my preference would be to, and we can deal with this in 2 weeks, but is, as Harry Auerbach suggested, we pursue a parallel track of the appeal and appropriate code changes. So I think we'll have some time to consider that and hold that over in those 2 weeks.
That's what I would like to do as well. I won't be here next week. I will be here on the 27th, so I'll continue this.
Are we all here, Carla, on the 27th as far as?
Yes, I showed the one in.
Yes.
I actually might not be. All right. And I should say that I'm inclined to vote against the appeal because I think that the safety issue is a different issue, and it sounds like maybe we need to make some targeted changes to the code, perhaps, to focus on that. But I think that we should accept Judge Simon's ruling as to our current ordinance, and I don't think this would be a good case days to address the safety issue, because Mr. Walsh, as he points out, is not a safety threat. He's not dangerous, he's simply boring, and the First Amendment does protect the boring.
So, go ahead, Bruce.
I concur with that. I was also going to vote against the resolution because it wasn't clear from the resolution that the other issue of safety was also concerned. I believe we can more expeditiously get to where we need to be. I think the right response for disruptive behavior is to be excluded for the rest of the council session that week, rather than for a prospective 30 days or 60 days. I would also note as a former community activist that one often does better by being calm and measured in one's testimony rather than yelling. And that's completely up to the choice of the activist. I also respect the right of other citizens who come to talk about either on the same issue or others to have their turn to talk before the council gives up in exhaustion. So just want to put that on the record and still absolutely uphold people's right to say and do things however they wish for the 3 minutes, as long as it doesn't involve a safety crime.